And this is Killer Kyle. Welcome to another episode of Wheels of Fury. We talk about a lot of wrestling. Last week we talked about our favorite bands and musicians. This week, let's go back to our regular routine. We talk of wrestling, Raw, SmackDown, Ring of Honor, NXT, 205, Smash. Yeah, so let's talk about WWE. Was in England this week.
Yeah, Raw and SmackDown emanated from London, England.
London, England, so it did.
Aye.
So, it was actually pretty cool. I was trying to, because I didn't see Raw and most of SmackDown, so I didn't see the results for Raw, but I have a good idea what happened. I did see the results for SmackDown, and that was interesting.
Yeah.
I did hear that Raw wasn't very good.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was average. I mean, there were some things on there that didn't make you go, wow, or, oh man, that was awesome. It was just kind of one of those
Mediocre
shows where you go, okay, it was good, I enjoy it, but nothing really you want to brag to your friends about necessarily.
And, well, like for example, what happened? Like, I know that Roman Reigns and Jinder Mahal are gonna feud.
Roman Reigns came out at the top of the show on Raw and pretty much was either wanting to talk with Jinder or wanting to fight Jinder because Sunil Singh got involved in the match with Roman and was it Elias? The qualifier for Money in the Bank last week, and so Roman was pretty much upset about that, and then of course Kurt Angle comes out, and Kurt was talking about like, oh, I'm in hot water with management, and you're not gonna get another opportunity to qualify for Money in the Bank. You're not gonna fight Jinder and whatever. And so Roman's like, well, of course, is talking about, oh, you gotta do what's right for yourself. If you're the general manager, you got a wife, you got kids, you know, that whole spiel. And so Roman's like, well, I'm gonna go handle my business. You did what you gotta do, now I'm gonna do what I gotta do. He leaves the ring, he goes off to the back, and he's walking through the backstage area looking for Jinder, and he finds Jinder, or coming out from a locker room or whatever. Two of them start going at it, and at first it was Jinder had the upper hand, and then Roman ended up getting the upper hand. They fight pretty much out to the stage, and Roman gives Jinder a Superman punch, and then you got Kurt Angle and referees and agents and that come out and separating them, and of course Jinder's trying to get away to safer ground, so to speak.
Yeah.
So that's the way Raw kicked off.
Yeah. You know, I said this before, I think that Roman Reigns has become what I used to think Shawn Michaels was. He would lose at a pay-per-view and come out and explain why he lost and, you know, make up a billion excuses. And that's how I look at Roman Reigns now. Like, he's just, okay, you lost. Well, fucking deal with it. You know? Like, it's...
Well, I mean, you're tooting the horn of Roman's a crybaby. After WrestleMania, he came out and he was like, hey, I got my ass whooped. But this thing between Brock and I isn't done. And then you fast forward to the greatest Royal Rumble and Steel Cage match.
Yeah.
Roman had a legitimate gripe, so to speak, with like, okay, yeah, Roman speared Brock through the cage, and they both landed on the floor, but technically, if you want to go the technicality route, Brock was laying on the piece of chain link on the floor, so he wasn't really making full contact with the floor. When they both hit and landed, Roman rolled and he was like fully on the floor, feet and all. So essentially, Roman really should have became Universal Champion that night.
I know. And that's the biggest coup of the WWE so far this year.
Then, of course, you got the whole thing with the referee putting out a tweet saying, oh, it was chaos. It was, in the moment, I made a decision that was an improper judgment or something along those lines. And then you fast forward to Roman potentially having a shot at being in Money in the Bank, and he fucking gets screwed over by the Lone Singh brother, and essentially continuing the feud between Roman and Jinder.
I think that was the biggest problem with the Greatest Royal Rumble, because it feels like, to me, they just went over that. They said, alright, we don't care, the match was what it was, so let's move on. My problem is, if Roman Reigns was the first person to hit the floor, it should have went to Roman Reigns.
Right.
It didn't go to Roman Reigns. For some reason, fucking Brock Lesnar, and I don't know how many times I have to say this, your fucking champion is not on the television, and he still has the title. When, in fact, it should have went to Roman Reigns.
You know, I thought about this one for quite some time. Here's my summarization of this whole situation. Okay, yes, Brock isn't on WWE on a weekly basis. He's the Universal Champion. You should have your champion on your show on a regular basis. However, anytime Brock has a match, whether it be Roman at WrestleMania, Roman at the Greatest Royal Rumble, AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, Braun Strowman, Undertaker, etc., etc., you're gonna want to see the match.
Yeah.
Same with Triple H. Okay, yes, he's the COO. He's the one in charge of NXT and also 205 Live. And, you know, he's one of the higher ups, so he doesn't wrestle as regularly as he used to. But anytime he has a match, you're like, oh, cool, he's gonna wrestle. I want to see it. Whether it be John Cena at the Greatest Royal Rumble, whether it be him and Steph against Kurt and Ronda Rousey, whether it be him against Brock, him against Jinder Mahal, him against whoever. Even though they're not consistently on the Raw for weeks consecutively, when they are on Raw or a pay-per-view and having a match, you're going to want to see it.
Yeah, I know. I don't know why this rubs me the wrong way. It just does.
Like, I do see your point of one of your main championships should be shown on brand that it's for, but at the same time, it's like, even though it's not regularly defended, when it is defended, it's like, oh, okay, Brock's defending the title against Roman Reigns. It should be a good match, let's watch it. Now, granted, AJ Styles isn't really on SmackDown week in and week out, but he's been on SmackDown a little more consistently than Brock has. And of course, what they've got going on right now with AJ and Shinsuke is that rivalry's going pretty strong so far. But I mean, you know, WWE has their ways of doing things, and hey, if it's working out for them and they're getting the utilage out of Brock that they need, or Triple H, doesn't seem to be harming anything.
Well, see, and that's the thing I always thought about ever since they had Triple H become the new COO. It feels like, to me, he still wrestles, don't get me wrong.
Of course.
It just, to me, it didn't make sense because you have this badass motherfucker, he wears the leather jacket, he comes out, he's the game, the cerebral assassin, he uses a sledgehammer, and now he's got a ponytail and a suit. And it made me feel like, okay, I hate to use this word, basically, at that time, I felt like he sold out. The fact of the matter is, they took a guy, they said, okay, and the same could be said for Steve Austin. He was COO, but he had a legit reason. He couldn't wrestle no more. Triple H still could wrestle. They made it out to be, okay, something's wrong with his arm, because Brock Lesnar broke it, so, okay, he's now the COO. But then, he's wrestling The Undertaker. And then he's wrestling The Undertaker. And then, he cuts his hair for good. He becomes the COO. And now he's feuding with Daniel Bryan. It's like, okay, are you the COO or are you a wrestler? Because I'm not taking you seriously as a wrestler if you're going to come out in a suit and be like, I'm going to make matches now. And the fact is, okay, he's doing a great job with 205 in NXT. A very good job, I might add. It's just that, I don't know, I just don't see him the same way I used to when I was a teenager.
How would you differential Triple H from, let's say, Shane McMahon?
Well, because Shane McMahon, yes, he did wrestle.
And he has continued to wrestle.
And he still wrestles. But, like I said before, I've never seen him as a wrestler. He was more used for hardcore matches or Hell in a gimmick matches, basically. Can he wrestle? Oh, I'm sure he can. And he has proved it. But Triple H has been at this for 22 years in the WWE and more in other promotions. So I take him as a much more legit wrestler than Shane McMahon. Remember, Shane started out as a referee and then coming to the Attitude Era and then eventually becoming a wrestler and like doing high risk moves. So in that case, yeah, Triple H is much more of a wrestler to me than a COO or anything like that. I get the fact that he's married to Stephanie. I get that. I get that he's a part of the McMahons now. But the fact is, to me, he's a wrestler. And the fact that he's doing this stuff, I mean, now it doesn't piss me off as much as it did back then. But, I don't know. It rubbed me the wrong way for a little while.
Okay, not completely the point I was getting.
I know.
With the comparison between Shane and Triple H. And also you take into consideration the fact of watching Hunter do his interview with Stone Cold on his podcast. He said, when he was still more regularly an active competitor, he really got interested in the backstage stuff and camera work and editing and all the behind the scenes stuff, it really interested him. And then I believe when their time came for him to either stop wrestling altogether or not wrestle on as regular a basis, he'd have something to fall back onto, which was eventually led him to the chief operating officer position. Now, what I was really getting at with the whole comparison with Triple H and Shane is you find Triple H to be more viable as a wrestler than as a COO.
Right.
Would you consider Shane a more viable wrestler than he is the commissioner of SmackDown? Or, like, is it the same way? Is one different than the other?
Well, and the thing is he's a McMahon. So you look at Stephanie, she is the general manager of Raw. She was a general manager of SmackDown. Yes, she was the women's champion. And she did wrestle. But Shane and Stephanie are always going to be the type that should be a COO, general manager. It doesn't really matter. Those kinds of roles. You know, I don't even know where I'm going with this either. The fact of the matter is, in my opinion, I would like to see Shane keep his role as general manager.
Oh, he for sure will.
Try not to step in the ring. I'll give him this. WrestleMania. He went in the ring. He had diverticulitis.
Yeah.
And
Diverticulitis, intestinal hernia, and something else. And he still got in the ring and fucking competed.
And so he's one tough bastard. I'll give him that. He's got no fear. And that's great.
We all know that one.
My thing is, and I said it already, is that when I see Triple H, or when I at least saw Triple H in that role, it didn't make any sense to me as if, let's say, Shane McMahon decided to be in that role.
Yeah.
But that's just how I think. I mean, Triple H has done a good job at what he's done in the past couple of years. You know, the fact that he still wrestles at WrestleMania or whenever is okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
You know, it's just, I don't know what his future holds.
Yeah.
Because you look at it this way too. If you're the CEO, do you really want to be WWE champion? I mean, the fact is, when he won the Royal Rumble to become the WWE champion, it felt like, so you're a wrestler now? Or I thought you were the same. So now he's the CEO with the WWE championship.
Yeah.
So, really, what the hell was that all about?
Well, yeah. There's an argument for that.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
It always is when I can't make a valid point, I guess.
Okay, yeah, you had Triple H as the WWE champion and a high authority figure. Pretty much did the same fucking thing with Shane and the European title.
Right, yes.
He did the same thing with Vince. He was chairman and...
The WWE champion at one point.
Yes.
Yes.
And I think he also was the ECW champion back in 06.
Yeah, I'd like to forget that. But yeah, he was a WWF champion, but he also gave it up.
Yeah.
So...
Well, when Triple H had the WWE title and was also a authoritative figure, he only had it, what, 2 months? 3 months? And I don't even think he defended it. And then he lost it to friggin' Roman in WrestleMania that year.
I know. And that, to me, was ridiculous. You want a fighting champion? Okay. You could say the same with Brock Lesnar. You want a fighting champion? Well, he only comes out every once in a while. He wrestles in pay-per-views, which is great. If you can't be on my TV and wrestle, then at least show up and have your advocate speak for you.
Yeah.
And that happens every once in a while, you know. This way, if you have Roman Reigns or Samoa Joe win the Universal title, well, Samoa Joe's on SmackDown now.
Yes.
So if you have Roman Reigns or whoever else win the Universal title, then they're going to be on TV. You're going to look at them as a fighting champion. And pretty much that's all there is to it. Like, I can't think of anything else to say about that.
It used to be whenever Brock ended up losing the title, which wasn't that very often. It'd only be a little bit later than he's winning it right back.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, he lost it to Goldberg at Survivor Series.
Oh, Survivor Series.
And then,
What?
later down the road, Brock takes the title back at Mania.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's weird, you know. Wait. No, I think Kevin Owens was the Universal Champion. I can't fucking remember now.
Kevin was the Universal Champion.
Yeah.
Goldberg took it from Kevin, and then Brock took it from Goldberg.
Yes.
And within that time frame, okay, yeah, Brock got the title, and Kevin ended up with it, and I went to Goldberg, and then Brock ended up with the title back at WrestleMania. And then, of course, there's a match with Kevin Owens, and I freaking can't remember who the hell he was against. He loses the match. Afterwards, he's talking to Kurt and saying, oh, I deserve another opportunity to qualify for Money in the Bank. I need another match. And Kurt's like, no, I'm not giving you another match. Kevin's like, either you give me another opportunity to be in Money in the Bank, or else. And Kurt's like, or else what? And Kevin goes, I'm gonna call Stephanie McMahon. It's like, fuck me.
Yeah.
Right up the ass.
Yeah, that's fucking weird. And see, again, I don't know what's going on because Kurt Angle is back. He's the new general manager. And that's great and everything, but then you got him wrestling with the Shield, and then you get him wrestling at WrestleMania, and what next? You know, it feels like, once again, you're taking a wrestler who's completely capable of wrestling, and you're putting him in a general manager role. At least with Mick Foley, he had a really bad hip, he had, well, everything. You know, he couldn't wrestle. Most he could do was the mandible claw. So it made sense for him to be as a general manager, but now Kurt Angle's in. Kurt Angle can be in the ring anytime he wants. But he's the general manager right now. And the fact that they're going to start this shit with Stephanie, I have no idea where they're going to go with that. They did the thing with Stephanie McMahon and Mick Foley, and now they're going to bring that back with Kurt.
I know, it's stupid. And anytime there's a friggin' conversation with Kurt and stuff, fuck, I feel like I'm watching Stephanie Mac, for God's sake.
Yeah, you know, they can pretty much cut that shit out, really.
And when in the hell did goddamn general managers' authority start getting undermined? If they make a decision, their decision should be final. Not, oh, I'm going to go above your head. I'm going to go to the commissioner of the brand. No, go fuck yourself. If Kurt Angle said no, it's no. End of story. Bottom line. Leave it alone. God
Yeah, I know.
damn it.
People are fucking pussies nowadays. You know, then that's, again, they're making Kevin Owens a pussy. And once again, like when he was with Chris Jericho. You know, now, alright, we gotta tell. We don't want to do this. You know, do your job and shut the fuck up.
Would you like me to give you a pacifier? Would you like me to change your diaper?
Powder your bottom.
Powder your bottom.
Give you a bubba. You know?
Feed you a nice bottle of formula.
Yeah.
Are you gonna go and do your damn job? If you lose, you lose. You go to the locker room.
Shit happens.
And you
But-
go to the next event for Raw and you have another match.
Yeah.
Suck it up, Buttercup.
So anyhow, it's probably just a live event, but yeah, so is that pretty much Raw or?
Oh, there was after Roman and Jinder had their little altercation backstage. They had Jinder in the trainer's room, and he's wrapped up, and they're putting ice on it, and it's like, oh, dude, we gotta cancel the match. Jinder can't wrestle. He's injured. Blah, 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 blah. And then it's like, well, we've got you wrapped up as best we could. If you can manage the pain, you can have your match. And of course, Jinder was having a match against... Jinder was supposed to wrestle somebody. And they saw him leave the trainer's room. He's walking kind of down the hallway, trying to make his way toward gorilla position and then out to the ring to have the match. And he's like, really selling it, so to speak. And of course, the Singh brothers there, like, are you alright? Yeah, I'm fine. Are you sure? Yeah. And of course, Jinder's saying stuff in Punjabi, whatever. He's walking along, they get to this area of like a double doorway. Walk a little further, here comes Roman, boom! Spears him right through a frickin' wall. But when you look at it, it's like they picked out a section of the arena that was like a hallway and then like a curtain, and then you go through the curtain and you'd be like in an area of seating, and they just built a wall that could easily break, and then they got these two like pieces of piping or wiring to make it look spectacular or whatever. Well, okay, Roman and Spear and Jinder through a wall. He's like, okay, whatever. But you would at least think they would put in the effort to not make it so obvious that there wasn't a connective wall. It was a belt wall, essentially.
Yeah.
And then they got Kurt Angle backstage. He's talking on the phone. And it's like, well, you're not exactly sure who he's on the phone with. And the conversation's going on. He goes, oh, I got a great opponent lined up for so-and-so. And then you hear him go, what? No, but he did... Alright, fine. Goodbye. You even hear Kurt go, he said he was gonna call you, but I didn't think he'd actually do it. Which gives you the indication Kurt was talking with Steph. Steph made Kurt put Kevin in the match with whoever the fuck it was. And yeah. And then of course, Kevin wins the match with some help from Sami Zayn, and he's now in the Money in the Bank ladder match with Braun and Finn and Elias, I think. And they pretty much got the whole field lined up for the men's side of Money in the Bank. I think there's only like 2 spots available for the match. And it's kind of funny though, because They've only got like 2 positions left open for the men's side of Money in the Bank, and for the women's side, they've only got like 3 positions filled, I think. You got Charlotte, you got Amber Moon, and then you got Ruby? Something like that.
Yeah.
Pretty much got like 6 of the 8 spots filled for the men's side, and you still got like 5 left for the women's side. Now, of course, Money in the Bank isn't for another 2 weeks, basically.
Yeah.
So, other than that, Evan against Elias. And I think it was supposed to be Jinder against Elias, but then Roman took out Jinder, and then the whole thing with the phone conversation with Steph and Kurt, and yeah.
Okay.
Kevin had a match with Seth Rollins, because Seth Rollins had another Intercontinental Open challenge, and Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens had a match. It was a fairly good match. Seth, of course, ended up retaining the title. And then, of course, you got the whole thing with Kevin and Kurt. And so basically, Kevin wrestled 2 matches in one night. Even he didn't win the Intercontinental title, but he ended up with an opportunity at the Universal title by getting into Money in the Bank.
That'll be interesting.
Bobby Roode defeated Baron Corbin and No Way Jose in a 3-way triple threat match for men's qualifying match.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And I think Bobby Roode has definitely... I know he's not very popular, but I still enjoy him. Like, he's another wrestler that just... I don't know, there's just that... And I think a lot of people don't like the fact that he's a face. Like, everything he does seems to be heelish, apparently. I don't know. Like, I think the fans like him. That's just the way it is.
Yeah. You got the newly minted B team against Breezango.
Oh, yeah. I don't know where they came up with that, but it's like, really?
It was funny because they were like, hey, we'll be the A team, and I think Kurt Angle or Renee Young or whatever was like, you can't do that. It's already taken. It was a TV show and a movie. And so they're like, okay, we'll be the B team. And it's like, really? Are you guys that much of a second the B team for the B show kind of thing? It's like, oh no, B stands for best. It's like, okay, whatever.
Yeah. Ridiculous.
Yeah. Sasha Banks and Taya and Ember Moon against the Riot Squad. And they defeated the Riot Squad.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
No, go ahead.
At the Raw Tag Team Championship match, Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt against the Revival.
Yeah. It seems to me like they're burying the Revival.
Yeah.
I don't understand why. I think I know, but I don't want to jump to conclusions. Because that's just whatever. But they should be taken seriously. These guys are legit professional wrestlers. And then you got Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy. They're wrestlers as well, but they're like the gimmicky guys, you know. They have goofy persona, whereas, you know, you could easily see the Revival be a part of the Four Horsemen, I guess. I mean, they're very much old school, and I think that's a part of the reason. If I'm wrong, then whatever. But to me, that's almost a part of the reason why they're not being pushed as they should be.
Who knows what the reasoning is? But it was like I said several videos ago that we did. You got the Revival come in to NXT. They do very well on NXT. They win the NXT tag titles twice. They make their way over to Raw. They're hot as can be. They're doing a fairly good job on Monday Night Raw. One gets injured.
Yeah.
Go through the whole process of recovering from injury. They get back together. They start up again. It looks like, alright, we got the ball rolling again. Let's keep this thing going. The other one gets injured. Again, the whole recovery process. Comes back. And it seemed like once they both got the injury bug, straight downhill from there.
And that's unfortunate because they're a really good tag team. They're not great, but they're good.
Yeah.
They have that whole, like I said, old school professional wrestler mentality. They know no flips, just fists.
Yeah.
You know, a great tag team. And yet they're being buried by the guy that should have been pushed a long time ago. Now he's, for some reason, being pushed again with a tag team championship. So, fine.
Maybe Bray Wyatt being partnered with the Woken One is the fire Bray needed lit under his ass to keep his career afloat.
Yeah.
I mean, he was doing really well, but it just seemed like he was here and there with wins and losses and not really gaining a whole lot of momentum until he feuded with Matt Hardy, and then they had that whole somewhat debacle with the Hardy compound thing, and then the lake of reincarnation, and bada bing bada boom, hey, they're tag partners and now tag champs.
Yeah.
And you had a segment with Sami Zayn mocking Bobby Lashley's sit-down interview from last week.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard about that too. I didn't see it. I was kind of pissed off because I'm not sure why Bobby Lashley's sisters are being involved in this.
I don't know either.
I don't know. Like, once again, they bring him back, and what are they using him for? Oh, they're going to use him for... He's going to talk about his sisters for some fucking reason.
Yeah.
Is this why, you know, they should just go right back to Impact. Because they're not fucking doing anything with him that shows me that they give a shit. You know, that's the same thing. I don't know, it's irritating, that's what it is, because Bobby Lashley is one of those wrestlers that really need to be pushed. He's got the look, he's got the muscle, he's got, you know, why is he being treated like this? Or being fed these lines? Because I don't think Bobby really wants to do what he's doing right now. Maybe he does, who fucking knows? It's just irritating. Being tagged with Braun, that's cool. I like that.
Maybe it was one of those things where have Bobby be put in a legitimate rivalry with somebody other than, okay, we're going to sporadically tag you up with Braun and put you in a tag match against Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, or a match with Elias, or a match with so-and-so. Just, instead of having him put in matches randomly, or start up a rivalry and have him go with it for a little bit so he has something to kind of go off and work with. Because, I mean, like, what you said about Bobby and Braun is true. It's awesome. It just seemed to be that with Bobby in the beginning, they were showing off his wrestling ability and how athletic he is, how strong he is, etc., etc. Giving people that maybe haven't seen Bobby yet a chance to see him in the ring, or give people a reminder that I had seen him before, just how good he is. But now it's like, okay, we've put him kind of through a training process, or a revitalization process, if you will. Now let's put him in a rivalry with somebody and see how it goes. My thoughts on it, basically. He also had Alexa Bliss with Bailey and Mickey James in a match, and of course Alexa Bliss ended up winning. That was a qualifier for the women's side, so I believe it's Ember Moon, Charlotte, and Alexa that are the three beginnings of the participants for the women's side of things.
Oh, I could see somebody liking that. But,
there was also the part where they were showing, was it the Rockefeller Center? There was a whole big event there. You had WWE stars and Stephanie and Triple H, and one of the people that do interviews for WWE was talking with Ronda Rousey, and Nia Jax came up and challenged Ronda to a match for the Raw Women's title for Money in the Bank.
yeah, that would be interesting. I can't wait to see that.
Yeah. It also had Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre. There's an interesting tag team for you against Finn and Braun.
Wait, did you say Ronda Rousey?
Yes.
And that's, to me, okay. Well, as much as I want to see that, I think it's too soon.
Even Ronda was like, you know, as much of an honor as it is that you're, you know, challenging me to a match for your championship, I've only got one match under my belt
Yeah.
in WWE. There are like several other women that deserve a shot way before me, and
Yeah.
Nia's like, well, I'm not challenging them, I'm challenging you. And you could see the apprehension in Ronda, and of course they had Ronda mention about how she's got people that she's kind of getting guidance from as far as WWE is concerned, and one of them was of course Charlotte.
Yeah.
And so when Nia Jax comes up and is challenging Ronda's like, should I take it? Do I take it? I really don't know. And you can hear Charlotte in the background going, do it. Do it. And finally Ronda goes like, alright, I accept your challenge. So, Money in the Bank, Ronda Rousey, Nia Jax, Raw Women's Championship
Yeah.
match. Oh, it was Bobby Lashley and Elias in the qualifying match,
Yeah.
which was supposed to be gender with Elias and Bobby, but then, yeah. That's Raw in a nutshell,
Alrighty.
folks.
We got Daniel Bryan coming out. He's talking about, it's probably Big Cass.
Mm-hmm.
And Big Cass, he comes out and he starts talking about Bryan and talking smack about his family and, you know, getting heel heat and whatever. So he gets in the ring and Bryan just goes nuts and beats the fuck out of Big Cass finally. And I'm pretty glad that this feud's actually continuing.
Actually, a good one.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I knew it was going to be a good feud. I just wanted to see more of it. I wanted to see what else they could do. And the fact that this happened, that was pretty cool just to see that. Now, obviously, Bryan, like I said many times, I had my doubts, but Bryan is actually holding his own. He's right back to where he started. He's doing a really good job at what he's doing. I know that he's been in there for a long time, but
Yeah. It's one of those things, too, where it's the whole big guy versus little guy thing,
yeah,
but at least it's legitimate. It makes sense. It's not one of those things where it's put together and the matches are good, but the beforehand is kind of boring, essentially. It's becoming an interesting rivalry. For me, Kaz being believable as a heel is, not the greatest.
No.
I mean, he definitely needs work on his heel promos. The match you had with Daniel was really good.
Yeah.
It's just his promo work. Instead of delivering heel promo, he tries to go the heel, like instead of just a straight up heel promo, he tries to go heel comedic route and mash them together as one.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, dude, this is so suffering.
Yeah, no.
Big time.
Not doing too well. But I can't wait to see what else they can do with that. Because obviously, Bryan's an awesome wrestler. I'd like to see what else he can do with Big Cass. Big Cass just came back, you know. They've already had 2 matches already, so I can't wait to see what else they can do.
Yeah, for sure.
And who knows, maybe lead it up to SummerSlam, maybe.
Yeah.
Who knows? I know that Shinsuke had another promo with Renee.
Yeah.
This time it was actually a good one. Yeah, I'm trying to think of what else because that came up near the end.
Yeah.
So...
Near the end, right at the very end, they had another match of Shinsuke Nakamura and AJ Styles. This time, the winner would determine the stipulation there for another match at Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
And I would say this match was one of their better ones.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. I think this was better than both. Well, definitely better than Backlash, and better than Greatest Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
And definitely better than WrestleMania. I think that it took them this long to have a great match. Like, come on. I mean, they got 2 of the biggest guys in wrestling in general. 3 matches that you have them do. And it's terrible. They weren't half as good as the kind of SmackDown. You know, I think that I can't wait to see what stipulation that they're going to have at Money in the Bank.
Yes.
It'll be interesting. Banning the low blow or some shit. I don't know. I think that I'm glad that the feud's not finished. I think it's time that they either put the title on Nakamura or they just go, fuck it, we're finished.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
Yeah.
Because it's either Nakamura's time or it's not. You take a guy and you go, okay, he's the guy. Oh, you know what? Fuck it, we're done. We're done.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not the first time that the WWE's done this.
Yeah.
It's not going to be the last time, obviously, but
Probably not.
fucking shit is Shinsuke's time, so, you know, shit'll get off the pot.
Yeah. They had the Melibration,
Oh, yeah.
which was it started off kind of lousy, but it ended pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, Paige came out, and, you know, she's another one that, unfortunately, had the accident. She could end up coming back in a year or so.
Maybe.
I can see that happening.
Yeah.
It's a shame the way things turned out, because she had that role in Absolution.
Yeah.
She could have still generally been their manager, but at the same time, they needed another general manager to SmackDown. So she's doing an okay job, I think. This whole thing with Carmella was interesting.
Yeah. Basically got Carmella coming out, or first you got this guy, he's like a town crier, if you will.
Yeah.
Going around the street, ringing the bell, proclamating whatever, and then you got the guard guys with the red outfits.
Yeah, the Buckingham Palace guards.
Yeah, or whatever. And one of them's got the title on a pillow, and she comes out rather hot outfit, you could say. And she gets in the ring and she's spouting off about, oh, I beat Charlotte Flair again. You guys should all cheer me and give me a standing ovation. And whatever. And of course they're booing the shit out of her. And then Paige comes out and of course she gets the reception she gets.
Yeah.
Because, of course, one, everybody likes her. Two, they're in friggin' England, so, and Paige is from England, so, ayo.
Yeah.
But Paige is like, you're gonna defend your championship at Money in the Bank. And Carmella's like, no, I'm not. I'm not gonna defend my championship at Money in the Bank at all. And Paige is like, oh yes you are, and it's going to be against this lady. Who should come out? Asuka.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I like to say a little too fucking late for that, but you know what? It doesn't matter. I mean, regardless that she's no longer the uber top female wrestler,
Yeah.
you know, I don't care. Let's see her in a title match where she can actually get the women's championship. That kind of is interesting. I think Carmella, as a heel, this whole shtick with, oh, I beat Charlotte Flair. Hey, guess what? You know what? Fuck you. Just move on. Be a heel and stop repeating yourself. It's not getting anywhere. Now, Asuka needs a title run at some point. You know, it's long overdue. She had the longest NXT Women's Championship reign. I want to see where this goes with Asuka. Yes, Asuka's no longer the idle threat that, you know, she was in NXT. That's a shame, but that's the way it is. So let's see what kind of match she has with Carmella. Let's see how this is going to either make Asuka, or maybe Asuka can do it some other time down the road and they can have a good feud going. Who knows what can happen.
There was also a match with Sonya Deville, Mandy Rose, and Becky Lynch. That was interesting.
Yes. Yeah, you know, Sonya Deville is a pretty good wrestler. She's got the MMA background or whatever.
She can't shadow box worth shit.
No, unfortunately. Mandy Rose is, well, she's there. And I can't say too much about it.
She's the hot bod that's got at least some legitimate ring IQ.
Yeah. She's got two of them. But
Not like that.
yeah, I know.
Dirty-minded bastard.
Oh, yeah. And then, you know, I like Becky Lynch. I think she can... Well, she's already been a SmackDown Women's Champion, so be interested to see if she can do it again. You know, the Money in the Bank women's match is going to be interesting, especially now that Ember Moon is there.
Yes.
You know, hey, if Ember Moon can win, and we'll see how far she could take it, that would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
You know, do I think that it's her time to do that? I don't know. I mean, look at Edge. That's how he got his first WWE Championship.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, who knows?
Yeah, and I would say, Mandy Rose is what Eva Marie should have been.
Yes, that's accurate, yes.
She's got the looks, she's got the body, she's got the long blonde hair. When it comes down to it, she can go in the ring.
Yeah.
And yeah, maybe she's not the most liked person in the world, but you know, that's part of the character, so to speak. She's essentially a heel. That's what you're supposed to do, is not have people like you.
Exactly.
Eva Marie, on the other hand, okay, yeah, she had the long red hair, the pretty face,
Yeah.
the sexy body.
Yeah.
She couldn't wrestle her way out of a wet paper bag. I don't think she could tell the difference between a wrist lock and a wet wristwatch. And fucking everybody hated her stinking guts.
Yeah.
Not because she was a heel, but because, like, I think she was a really big bitch or something.
Yeah.
Who the hell knows? Or maybe because she sucks so much at wrestling, that's why she friggin' was hated so much.
Yeah, that's too bad.
And you know, when they're showing Eva Marie at the Performance Center and her training, and you know, it's like, oh man, she could do really well. And then she gets to SmackDown, I think it was, and it's like, okay, wait. How come what we saw in video packages of you in the Performance Center is translating to you on the big stage? It's like, okay, yeah, you're in the ring with some of the best female wrestlers going today, and, you know, you're not that well versed and experienced, but damn, I can't suck that bad.
No.
I mean, how could you go from having Performance Center training and work with Sarah Amor, or whatever the frick her name is, and some of the ladies' talent in NXT, and look like the chanting's going well. When you're going to have your first match on the main show, you're going to be able to hold your own and maybe win or whatever, and then you get there and it's fucking shit. Like,
Yeah.
how the hell does that work?
Shit. I don't know. And that's the thing. That's unfortunate about Eva Marie.
Although it's, I think when she left WWE, she was able to get substantial enough, I guess, career outside of WWE, because I was looking at, it was like wrestlers who are doing really well, not in WWE, and wrestlers who are like struggling outside of WWE, and I'm pretty sure one of them was her, and I think she got into like the stage acting.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
Interesting.
maybe she just wasn't cut out for the wrestling business.
No. Andrade Cien on SmackDown.
Yeah, he made his in-ring debut on SmackDown against, I think it was a England local or whatever, and
Yeah.
wiped him out pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you got Zelina Vega speaking, and it's like, we're here for one reason. We want a championship.
Yeah. But we go to 205, which obviously was, I was gonna say Rockstars, but Derek Maverick's hometown, obviously. And that was pretty cool.
Yeah, 205 against UK competitors.
Yeah, they were pretty good matches, and the thing about the British wrestlers is that it's true about the whole hard-hitting, like your blood. I can't remember his name. They both had long hair.
Yeah.
It was TJP,
Kenny Williams.
Tyler Bate, and Kenny Williams. And this was a pretty good match.
Oh, Tyler Bate. Yeah.
Tyler Bate won this
It's like
match.
a four-way.
It was just a really good match. Like I said, Kenny Williams was bleeding. They really hit hard in the whole British wrestling style. And it's pretty cool to see that, obviously. I mean, you don't get to see that very often, so...
Yeah, it must have been just recently they brought in this Kenny Williams guy.
Yeah, well, he is a part of the...
United Kingdom tournament?
Yeah,
Okay.
so...
Well, when these guys aren't very frequently put on TV, it's like, okay, we've seen Tyler Bate quite regularly, Pete Dunne, they've got him rocking and rolling, Trent Severn, Wolfgang, Mandrews. When you bring in these other guys that you might have seen during the tournament and you don't see them for a while and then you see them again and you're like, wait, who the fuck is that again?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. Yeah, that's weird. But,
Yeah.
you know, TGP, we haven't seen him in a long time either. So that was pretty interesting. It was a good match. Cedric Alexander and Mustafa Ali and put in England's own Flash Morgan Webster, who defeated Drew Gulak, James Drake, and Joseph Connors. Which, yeah, that was also really cool. Like, I really enjoy seeing Drew Gulak and,
Right.
of course, Cedric Alexander. And it's, you don't get to see the British wrestlers that much. So to see Flash Morgan Webster, I think is pretty cool. James Drake and Joseph Connors is also very awesome to see that. You don't see that very often, unfortunately. So to see this match was pretty cool.
Joseph Connors, wasn't he fucking on NGW?
Yes, I think so.
He kind of had his own dark group type thing going. Kind of like what Malice is right now, but not quite as over the top, you would say. Yes.
So heading over to NXT, you get Johnny Gargano's music hit, and
Everybody's on their feet, they're cheering, they are like, alright, he's back. They're cheering, they're all happy, and it's like, oh man, Johnny Gargano's back, and then fucking Tommaso Ciampa comes out, it's like, typical heel move.
yeah, he's coming out, he's talking about how he beat the shit out of Johnny Gargano. I don't know how many more matches they can have.
Yeah.
You know, Johnny Gargano, he won at the NXT TakeOver New Orleans. So, I mean, this was like, why can't you just fucking let it go? But again, playing the classic heel where it's over when I say it's over.
Yeah.
They get Candice LeRae coming out, and she's talking, going, what happened? I skipped through it because it was bullshit.
She comes out and she's like, you're not the same man I remember that was like the best man at my husband's wedding and stood by us on our wedding night. You're just not the same person. You've changed. You're dark now. You're just not the same man I thought you were.
Yeah.
And Tommaso goes, you know what I was thinking on that night? How can she be with a guy like him when she can be with a guy like me that's more of a real man than he is, talking about Gargano. And that's when I would say was a shoddy slap.
Yeah, that was a weird slap.
Because, I mean, you heard it, but it didn't seem like a really good contact.
No.
It seemed like it was like just the finger instead of like the hand.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, fuck, you watch Stephanie slap somebody and it's like,
Oh, yeah.
holy fuck, she cranked
It's
him.
gotta be a numb cheek for a while.
Yeah.
Lacey Evans versus Brandy Lauren. And I gotta say that Brandy's looking pretty hot there. But it's kind of cool because Lacey wins. She heads up the ramp, and who should come out and attack her? Kairi Sane. And it's like, well, finally, we get to see a different side of Kairi Sane.
Yeah. Oh yeah, attacks her from behind, goes rolling down the ramp. Kyrie grabs her, throws her in the ring, and she's, of course, all fired up and what have you. Looks like she's gonna go for that wicked elbow drop of hers. And Lacey rolls out of the ring and she's getting the hell out of there before Kyrie can do any more damage to her. And, even though it's been a change as far as her characteristics go from when she was on the Mae Young Classic, it's worked out for her pretty well.
Yeah, it has. Yeah, I can't wait to see what else they do with her. They gotta put the title on her sometime in the near future, though.
I will say that moonsault Lacey did was pretty solid.
Yeah, for sure.
And for a moonsault off the second rope, you're like, okay, that's impressive, because you hope to hell you get the full rotation otherwise. You spike yourself.
Yeah.
And it's either a massive concussion or your neck's broken. But she executed it quite well.
Yeah.
And she still got the pure lady qualities, but her attitude says, I'm a bitch.
Oh yeah, I'm the high bitch.
Yeah.
I get what was supposed to be a Ricochet versus Velveteen Dream, and no contest, because for some reason...
Larry Sullivan decided to get involved.
So, yeah, that sucks. We find out by the end of the night, it's going to be a handicap match with Ricochet and Velveteen versus Lars Sullivan.
The thing that made it so disappointing was the fact that it looked like Ricochet and Velveteen Dream were gonna seemed to be a Mac Classic.
Yes.
And then, here comes big Brad Larry Sullivan come to the ring and wipes out the both of them, and it's like, okay.
Would you say Clinic?
Could have been.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they're both very good competitors. Obviously, Velveteen Dream has the psychology, and Ricochet's definitely... I didn't realize that he was the same size as Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, I'd say Ricochet's probably 5'8", 5'9".
Yeah. As you see him in Peterborough, he didn't look that small. But anyways. So we have...
Kona Reeves against Raul Mendoza.
Yeah. And Kona Reeves is one of those... I was thinking about this today, You get these average type guys who are wrestlers. They go away for a couple months or a week or whatever. They come back and they have these gimmicky whatever. The vignettes come out and it's like, I can think of Bo Dallas. Bo Dallas was your typical Native American or whatever he is wrestler.
Well, at first it seemed like he was gonna kind of on the same lines as the family, so to speak. He had the black glove and he had that family wrestling style. And then all of a sudden here comes this friggin' motivational speaker thing. Bo leaves! Like, shut up.
I actually thought it was kind of funny.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a big fan of condescending people, but it was pretty funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, you got Kona Reeves. He was your typical, just average wrestler. He comes back, he's got this new attitude, the shades, and almost John Morrison-esque.
Yeah.
And this match was good too, facing Raul Mendoza. I almost butchered that name. And it's like, yeah, this was a cool match. I think that it would be interesting to see what Kona can do that he's back now.
Yeah, it seemed to be with Kona's first run or first kick at the can, so to speak.
Yeah.
He had the island boy thing going with,
Hawaii stuff.
yeah. And then it's like, okay, he had some good matches, but nothing really seemed to spark for him. So took him away, took him off TV for a little while. He grew out his hair, he dyed it a different color, and they gave him this, the finest Kona rings.
Yeah, yeah. And it's like, okay, I understand. Certain people need a gimmick. It's like, you know, it doesn't really have to necessarily happen, but it's fine. I mean, we'll see how he goes with that.
Yeah.
You know, see how far it goes. Because with Bo Dallas, it was like, okay, regular wrestler turns into motivational speaker wrestler,
Yeah.
and now he's a part of a team with Curtis Axel, which I think is pretty cool. Like two third-generation wrestlers as a tag team.
Yeah.
So, and then we have the main event.
Pete Dunne, Oney Lorcan,
Lorcan.
and Danny Burch against the Undisputed Era.
Yes, it was pretty cool to see Danny Lorcan come out, and Danny has the Union Jack on his shirt, and Orny has the American flag on his shirt.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, that's pretty cool, because whatever. Just minor details, I guess.
Yeah.
And then again, Undisputed Era, which was pretty cool to see them. Of course, this was a good match.
Oh, yeah.
Pete Dunne is obviously one of the best wrestlers today, even if he stays in England. He's still one of the best. And of course, you got veterans like the Undisputed Era. So that was a pretty good match. And of course, Pete Dunne and the two bullies won, and that was pretty cool.
Two bullies, yeah.
So I can't wait to see what happens next week. So what happened on Impact?
Well, we had Kira Hogan against Tessa Blanchard.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
Now, Tessa Blanchard, of course, started off in NXT, and
Yeah.
of course, she's Tully's daughter,
Yes.
and her grandfather is Joe Blanchard, who is, of course, Tully Blanchard's father, was a promoter for Texas or something like that.
Yeah.
So she's a third generation girl, and then, of course, you got Kira Hogan, who's been on quite the roll lately, having a match with Laurel Van Ness and I think Sienna and Rosemary, I believe, in there.
Oh, that's cool.
We had this match, my god, was probably one of the more one-sided ass whoopings I've seen. You have the recently come back Grado,
Oh, wow. Jesus
and
Christ.
oh wait, it gets better. He had a match with Combo Kong.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I know, and it's like, oh fuck.
Yeah, that wasn't smart.
Not really. Last week they had the altercation with Rosemary and Sue Young,
Oh, yeah.
where Sue Young put Rosemary in that coffin. Of course, she fucking put her in the wrong way.
Oh, jeez.
The way they had the coffin set up, it's basically like, I don't know how it's kind of like rounded at the top and then kind of goes rectangular at the bottom. The top is where your head and shoulders and torso is supposed to be. The other side is where your legs and feet are supposed to go. Well, of course, you have these, what they call them, undead bridesmaids
Oh, yeah.
come out carrying the coffin, and of course Ali comes out and she's trying to fend off Sue Young, and Rosemary's like, "Get out of here! I told you not to come out." And of course Ali's like, "No, you're my best friend. I'm not gonna leave you." And all this other stuff, and then of course you got the undead bridesmaids holding back Ali, and the beating continues, and then oh, what the hell did I call that? Sue Young's finisher off the stage through some tables, and a couple of the undead bridesmaids drag her towards where the coffin is. They open it up and they fucking put her in there the wrong way. And so they were talking about having this funeral. Sue Young presents funeral for Rosemary, and I will tell you, it's probably one of the most bizarre things I've seen in quite a while. And I'm talking like Undertaker Kane kind of bizarre.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that'll be interesting to watch. Christ.
Oh, what else was there? Had Z and E, DJ Z and Andrew Everett against, oh god, this was a shit show, Scott Steiner and Eli Drake for the Impact Tag Titles.
Jesus Christ. So, obviously, Andrew Everett's a face again.
Apparently.
Okay, wow. Yeah, that's... I did see just a little bit of Sami Callihan and Eddie Edwards on the House of Hardcore match.
Yeah, that was a brawl, to say the least.
So, I'm looking forward to two things now. Impact.
Yeah.
But
They had a match with Matt Sydal, Austin Aries, Pentagon Jr., and El Hijo de Fantasma.
yeah,
That was a pretty good match.
that's cool.
They had a interview segment with El Hijo de Fantasma and Pentagon Jr., and of course Pentagon Jr. is, I don't think he knows any English. Well, maybe a little bit,
He's just, yeah,
but he was mostly doing,
Spanish.
yeah. And it's funny because he was talking about himself being the Impact champion, of course, and then he says Phantasma's a chocolate champion or some fucked up thing like that. But of course, actually what it is Phantasma is the AAA, I believe, Latin American champion.
Ah.
Right now. So it was basically you had your Impact Grand Champion, your Impact X Division Champion against your Impact World Champion and a AAA Champion. It was a pretty good match.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty much it. I can't really remember anything else.
Well, Ring of Honor was good. You got the Briscoes versus the Young Bucks.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
That was awesome. You have... And I don't know why I try to pay attention, but... There was a match going on and Bully Ray came out. Beat the shit out of both of the competitors because they're friends with Cheeseburger, so... He beats the shit out of him, talks about being the WWE Hall of Famer, shows him the ring, whatever. So then Cheeseburger comes out and basically...
Says, Bully's a piece of shit.
Yeah, so that was interesting. You have... I think the main event was the Bullet Club versus...
Bullet Club and...
I'm gonna have to look it up. I'll put it on here. But you get the Motor City Machine Guns coming out,
Yeah.
and they were talking about taking a break.
Do they shake hands and part ways, or do they stick together as a tag team? Their future seems to be up in the air right now.
So, I mean, you know, they're another, like, we mentioned them on our video for wrestlers that have never been WWE Tag Team Champions. You know, Motor City Machine Guns, one of them. These guys wrestled in Ring of Honor, Japan, TNA, wherever else they were. It's like, it'd be pretty cool to see them go there. And the fact of the matter is, you know, you get these guys, you get Chris Sabin, he's talking. Well, first they hug it, and then Alex Shelley's going to say something. And here she come out. I think that was the dogs.
Let's not get silly. He's Little Willie and I'm the big dog.
Yeah. So, I guess they're going to have a match at some point. I can't believe I'm blanking on the main event. But, yeah. So, I mean...
It wasn't the main event? The Young Bucks against the Briscoes?
I think that was the second match.
Oh.
Because the first match was Madison Rayne versus... I can't remember her name now. See, I know I need to jot these down, but... Anyways, Madison Rayne won the match.
Yeah, and speaking of Madison Rayne, she appeared on Impact this week.
Oh, right on.
Yep.
Double the fun. Anyways, so that's Ring of Honor. I won't get too much into that.
Yeah.
I didn't see Smash. I don't know if you saw Smash.
Yeah, I saw Smash.
How was that?
Pretty good. The matches were unique,
Right on.
and there was one particular match with a team that I think is kind of clever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't. Can you tell me who it is?
It had a team with Braxton Sutter, Psycho Mike Rollins, and Tyson Dukes. I don't know who came up with it or how they came up with it. The team name was the Well-Oiled Wrestling Machine.
Oh, wow. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Because, of course,
Yeah.
Mike Rollins and Braxton Sutter are the Well-Oiled Machines, and Tyson Dukes is the Wrestling Machine, so they kind of took both their names and meshed them together as one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was them against Brent Banks, Teddy Hart,
Oh.
and I can't remember who the other one was. It was a 6-man match anyways. And of course there's also a match with Tarek and Sebastian Suave. And the whole thing with that is if Anthony Kingdom James got involved, he would be fired, and well, let's just say the ending of the match went the way of a typical heel finish, and afterwards got interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty cool. So is that it? Or?
Well, they were also talking about the shows that they're having coming up on June the 1st and 2nd in Toronto at no. It's some fancy place. Well, not really fancy place, but it's kind of got a familiar name to it.
Yeah.
And they're going through a list of who's going to be on their cards, and it's got like men, guys against guys, guys against girls. And one of the matches that I think would be interesting, but also it's kind of like, what the fuck are you doing? They're gonna have, I think it's for the Smash Championship, FTM against Vanessa Craven. And it's like,
Wow.
they're both a part of Malice. What the hell are you doing?
That's bullshit.
I know.
Well, anyways, this is pretty long. We're gonna have to cut the video down
Our
somehow.
tangent on Brock and
Well,
Triple H and Shane and blah 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 blah.
it seems to happen, though. I mean, yeah, it happens a lot. But anyways, this has been another interesting episode of Wheels of Fury. Again, we'll try to think of other topics to talk about. Maybe do another top 18. Who knows?
Or do part 2 of a top something or other we've done.
Yeah, well, that's gonna come in due time, obviously. But anyways, from me and Matt, this is Killer Kyle. Yeah, and we will talk to you next week.